Guys, interest rates, what's happening on the streets with real estate agents? People are asking, they're saying, since the rates have gone down, Mr. Real Estate Agent, what are you seeing? We're going to let you know right now. Stay tuned. Interest rates, interest rates, interest rates, interest rates, interest rates, interest rates, interest rates. All we've been hearing for 2 years, 3 years, all the time.
It's been the real interest rate cliff, like the cliff that people thought we were going to drop off and prices would explode in a bad way. Didn't really arrive, but we did reach the interest rate cliff where they finally made a positive adjustment after 4 years.
Hey, talking about cliff, what about the fixed interest, people coming off fixed interest rates cliff that everyone was talking about, where when everyone comes off fixed rates, their stuff, it just sort of came and went.
Yeah, it didn't really get talked about as much, but this is massive. Like, I guess we've seen now a weekend, a full week and a weekend version of open homes.
Yeah.
I didn't get a comment.
When did that go down, Billy?
Yeah, last Tuesday before. But like, we've seen a full week now of open homes, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't have one conversation over the weekend about interest rates. It's really interesting.
You know what I say?
What do you say?
Sentiment. I believe the sentiment was built in half a year before. Like, people going coming down, all the way back from like before September last year. People were talking about rates coming back. So I think that sentiment sort of embedded into people's bodies and brains. So when that rate did come down, they're like, yeah, well, we thought we knew so, we thought so, we knew so.
Yeah, it almost felt, I think, in some ways better for people to know that it wasn't going to go up anymore. Like, that was the more important part.
Yeah.
So, it was really interesting. But we do have the bottom dollar for you this morning, and that's what the show's all about. Bring in to the viewer live good information, because it's quite interesting to see what this has actually done for people in terms of putting money back in their pocket. So you can see that based on the home loan size and the current repayment, for the average being about sort of 6.3%, new repayments being 6.05%. I think there is, if you talk to your broker, I think there is lenders that will come in under 6% at the moment as well. But let's just assume you take those two averages. On a $500,000 loan, which is probably the entry level one bedrooms of the market, there's a saving of about $81 a month, $20 a week. And $1 million, which is a two bedroom apartment in our market, there's a saving of about $162 a month. So it's not like, it's great because it helps, but it's not like, this is the change that people are going to start to see into their bank accounts, and it's not obviously drastic big money.
But what I am seeing in the marketplace is essential purchases are doing well. And when I say essential, I mean those areas of the market where you just got to get the business done. So, for instance, entry level one bedders, entry level two bedders, entry level houses, the stuff that's essential to people, or essential purchases, is getting done. Any prestige? No, I don't think it's that market's leveled off clearly. And any luxury, that luxury end of the market. So I'd say there's prestige right at the top, and then there's luxury sitting underneath that. Those guys have just really sort of tabled and leveled off. But that sort of essential part of the market, that entry level part of the market, those areas, they're actually, They're doing well. Would you say, Bill, they're doing better since the interest rate um, reductions, or they've just been doing better like the last couple of months?
We definitely haven't had the time to measure it to say how much better. But yeah, as you said, it's all about the sentiment and the market that is most conscious about affordability is the entry level price points. So for a 0.25% change on the cash rate, it's given them an extra 2.5% borrowing capacity. Again, it's not much, but on $1 million, it's just able to
It's a
extend.
lot, yeah. When you put on $1 million, yeah.
Yeah, so that is the price point that has probably seen the I guess the biggest change, not in prices, but probably in activity. There's been buyers waiting on the sideline to get involved, and I think this small change will help to bring people to market quicker. The other thing is for homeowners, look, some of the rates are being passed on pretty much immediately, and others are being delayed. So we're not going to see the impact of this straight away. But that's a couple of the big banks in their time frame. It's interesting stuff, but I do think now's a good time to, if you've been on the sideline, get speaking with a broker, get a pre-approval in place. They're lasting for 90 days, so you don't need to go and spend the money immediately. I would be taking advantage of the balanced level of stock and getting in.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Is it going to be enough for people to get off their chairs and actually make a property move the rate reduction, or these people that are doing the deals were already going to do it?
They're already doing the deals. A lot of buyers did come back from last year with a sort of reinvigorated, positive attitude that they're going to get something done this year, and I think the rate adjustments only help with that. But yeah, it's not getting people off their chairs. Not yet. I do think we'll see another one though.
And Billy, what do you reckon that taking this interest rate reduction into the next quarter and into the half year, full year, do you think it's going to be the similar response to what you've been seeing, or do you think there's going to be a kick, or is it a slowdown as everyone's spent?
I reckon this entry level price point under a sort of 1 to 1.5 million, and then certainly under the million mark, I think we're going to see growth in that sector this year, 5%, I reckon. And with a second interest rate reduction, I do think that'll start to get people talking and start moving, particularly if it's a 50 basis point, something like that.
And investors in the marketplace, what are you seeing out there? You're seeing more, you're seeing less?
We have missed our investors. I do think they've gone cold for a little while. I don't know if it's just the type of property I've been showing the last sort of quarter or two, but I genuinely do think that investors are coming back. If I had to put it in a 1 out of 10, I would say it's out of 10. I should say I think it's probably still only maybe a 2 or a 3, depending on the class of property we're selling. It's not a huge amount, but they are there, and they're often ready to go. They're not the green buyer in the negotiation. So the investors that are there are often in a position with finance or cash ready to go, making quick decisions, and they're offering some really good terms, which is matchmaking nicely with vendors that want to move on to their next opportunity quite quickly. So there's been some good buying from some of the investors, and I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking for value. They're not looking for headaches. They're just wanting something that's quite clean, straightforward, and easy to transact on.
Rents, residential rents since the rate reduction.
I'd say not changed. We haven't seen that change yet. But I was talking to someone yesterday, and they were sort of just saying that their rent's recently gone up in a rent negotiation. As a tenant, what can I do about it? And it's a tricky balance. Like the reality is, there isn't much you can do from a tenant side. But she was saying the frustration that she was feeling was that that with the rent going up, none of the sort of the maintenance side of things had changed. So as a tenant, I know we're going a little bit off topic here, but as a tenant, if the rents are going up this year, talk to your landlord. If there's bits around the house or the apartment need to be done, not a bad time to talk about it. It's a bit of giving, a bit of sort of, it's a bit of giving and going, like on both hands.
My question is, since the rates have gone down, have you seen the attitude of the tenant or the attitude of the landlord change, and then that then affect across to rent? So have you seen a landlord become a little bit, is it too early to call maybe, but have you seen a landlord become a little bit more confident to say, okay, I'm definitely going to put the rent up now. I'm saving a little bit of money if it becomes vacant. Are you seeing like that consumer confidence of investor? No.
I think it's too early to change, but it's inevitable at some point this year that's probably going to be a conversation for a lot of people. My point is, communicate at the end of the day.
There you go, guys and girls. That is the net effect of the rates that have gone down over the last 2 weeks, and what a wild couple of weeks we've had with the low to medium housing changes. So you can do dual locks everywhere. You can start doing terraces and unit blocks in a lot of places, 800 metres, 400 metres to shops in Sydney, New South Wales, and rates. It's been a big week, big couple of weeks.
Massive. When do you reckon we're going to see the next big announcement on rates?
Mid-year. I think it's going to be a July August move. I think there was a lot of momentum in this small figure, in this small increment. I think there was a lot of momentum. It was a swing from the upwards direction of interest rates to a downwards direction. It's like a locomotive train changing its direction. So I think they're going to want to see what that locomotive train does before they make a decision, because it's such a big hunky piece of machinery, that interest rate. So I think it'll be the wise people making the decision will probably wait till mid-year. Give it 3 to 5 months. What do you think?
I reckon keep a close eye on the election. I reckon it might sort of get dovetailed into that. Yeah.
Have a great day. Everyone, have a beautiful Monday. See you, Billy Bob.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.